Hi, my name is Steve Ohms, and I work at Jackson's Steakhouse in Pensacola, Florida. My job here is the general manager, and to describe a typical day, I like to start from the beginning. Usually I'm the first one in the morning. Make sure I check the schedule, see who's working for the day, do opening side work for the servers. Again, check the schedule to make sure the staff in the kitchen's here that's supposed to be here. Check phone messages, return any phone calls that I need to make. Check the email. Try to get all those things done first thing in the morning, because after the morning to myself, the rest of the day is going to be extremely busy. So I try to get a lot of the admin stuff done right away. Once it's about time for the staff to arrive, make sure everyone's here on time. Keep everyone on task, doing their opening side work, getting the restaurant ready for business. Once we start getting closer to opening, I'll hold what we call a lineup. Some people call it a pre-shift, but gather all the kitchen staff, all the front of the house staff. We'll go over the features for the day, any parties that we have, any special events, any media information, or it's our opportunity to make sure all staff is receiving information that we need them to. After that, the restaurant opens for business. I usually do a quick run through the restaurant to actually make sure everything's ready to go. And then from that point forward, my time is about 95% dedicated to checking on guests, touching every table that comes in the restaurant, making sure everyone's having the experience that they're expecting to have, sweeping through the kitchen periodically to make sure that everything's running smoothly back there, that they're not backed up, that the ticket times are good, always watching the quality of food, always watching the servers to make sure they're where they're at when they're supposed to be there. So after doing that, through lunch and dinner, once the day's end comes about, which is usually about 12 hours later, I'll schedule closing assignments for everyone. As the servers finish up with their tables, they'll give me their cash outs, their money that they owe. I have to go through that with them, make sure all their numbers are correct. I'll usually check the kitchen staff to make sure that they're cleaning the way they should be before they leave. Once I've collected all the servers, once the restaurant's closed up and everything is ready to go for the next day, then comes another admin section where I reconcile the bookkeeping, run reports, sales reports, a number of different reports, labor reports, to make sure that everyone had clocked in and clocked out, and that I'm at my budgeted numbers for the day. Again, I'll check emails to answer any late night emails that I need to, and then get myself prepared and organized for the next day. As for the requirements of the job, some of the times for local businesses, smaller businesses, education isn't necessarily required. It's more based on experience. But especially for someone who's looking to work for the larger companies, education is definitely a must. I think the most obvious one are the hospitality programs at a lot of the universities and junior colleges that are available. I think those are a must. Also, it would be very beneficial to have a business degree. There's an incredible amount of math that's involved, and budget process making, and spreadsheets, money accounting. All those things are necessary to the position in order to run a very efficient business. The best thing that I like about the job that I have, first of all, I have to say that you really have to like people, because that's what you're going to deal with through your whole career. You're dealing with people. And it's just the most gratifying for guests to come in for a special occasion. You provide great food, great service, a wonderful experience, you go down in that person's memory. You are part of their memories. They look back and say, gosh, remember that dinner that we had? Wasn't that a wonderful, didn't we have a wonderful time? So that's the personal gratification that I get out of it. The other upside to that is those people are going to come back again and again, which is A, good for business. B, is you suddenly have friends from all over the country. People fly all the time. So you get to meet people all over the world that when they come through the door and they say, Steve, it's good to see you again, that just gives you a really good feeling. The other best part that keeps me in the business is working for a good company that really cares about the quality of their food and cares about their employees. As general manager, it's my role to train the employees, train the servers, train the bussers, train the bartenders, to do it the way we want things done, to constantly monitor that, to make sure the kitchen's following recipes and the food tastes good. When all those things happen, which is my responsibility to make them happen, when all of those things come together, a beautiful product is given to the guest that comes in, and you establish a name for yourself. And it's a huge sense of pride to know that I work in one of the best restaurants in the country, and people recognize that and tell you all the time how wonderful everything is, and I take satisfaction in knowing that I was an integral part of making that happen, ensuring that that happens. Now there's also a flip side to things, which are some of the things that are the worst parts of the restaurant business. I would say, first and foremost, it's long hours. You do eventually get used to the long hours. I mean, it's not out of the question to work a 12, 13, 14-hour day. Not commonplace. 12 hours could be usually a regular schedule. But the part that is hard to get used to is you're going to be working every single holiday, Christmas, New Year's Eve, probably New Year's Day, Mother's Day, Easter. You work them all. That's what you do. You have to feed people on those occasions. And that just kind of gets tiring after a while, not being with your family. But people who do come in are very appreciative. So again, there's another plus with that. The other side of it, another part, is being the big boss, the general manager. There's no one else to go to. You kind of stand there by yourself. And a lot of the times you have to make unpopular decisions. You have to reprimand people. Someone's always going to be late. Someone's not going to show up for a shift. There are any number of things that can go wrong in a restaurant, and it's my responsibility to deal with it swiftly and appropriately. And a lot of times there's a fine line between establishing camaraderie and friendships, but wearing the same hat, that almost like a parent. You also, when they do something they're not supposed to, you have to correct it. And that's a little difficult for some people to be able to play those dual roles. Some words of advice that I would have if you think that you are interested in being a general manager or getting into restaurant management. A, get a job at a restaurant first. No one's probably going to hire you as a manager right off the street with no experience. Take a bussing job. Take a serving position. Keep your eyes open to what happens in the restaurant and watch the managers, see what they do. Secondly, if you are already enrolled in school, most of the hospitality courses require that you do an internship. When you're applying for your internships, please make sure that you are assisting the manager in manager responsibilities and that you're going to have an active role managing during your internship. In addition to your internship, make sure you focus on business, math, and accounting classes as well, and I think you'll be good to go.